Okay, before we start today's video, Grant and I have a very exciting announcement. We've been working on this for months and months and haven't told anybody.
What if the smiling faces that you see on your phones weren't actually telling you the full story? What if behind the tractors, fields, and YouTube thumbnails, there are secrets hidden all along in plain sight? That's exactly the case with Laura Farms and her husband, Grant Wilson. At first glance, they might seem like they're living the American dream. But the deeper you look, the more the pieces stop fitting together. And today we are pulling back the curtain and the lesser truth about the couple. A picture too perfect to question. Let us first rewind the story for a moment. Before the whispers, before the rumors, before the missing wedding ring ever set off alarms, Laura Farms was nothing short of a phenomenon. She wasn't like any other influencer. She was a fifth-generation farmer who put Nebraska's soil and sunshine on the map for millions of viewers to see. Her videos weren't staged spectacles. They were real, raw glimpses of her farm life. Her videos featured huge machines rolling across endless fields and early mornings chasing pivot tracks. The grit, the dirt, the sweat, it was all wrapped in her signature smile that made it feel like farming wasn't just hard work, but it was also exciting. Sure enough, her audience ate it up. Farming, something most people only imagine from textbooks or country songs, suddenly felt cool. Then came Grant, a quiet, dependable guy with that all-American outdoorsman charm. Their love story went public pretty quickly with the engagement, then the wedding in December 2020, and then his regular appearances in her content. Fans couldn't get enough of them. Laura, the lively spark, and Grant, the calm support. Together, they were magnetic, the golden couple of the Cornhusker State. Their brand witnessed a quick growth, as was evident from their channel. The couple even expanded their merch line. They weren't just working the land anymore. They were building an empire on top of it. But that's where things started getting tricky, because perfection doesn't stay perfect for long. And this picture? It soon started blurring. The signs people noticed. At first, the changes were really subtle. A few longtime viewers noticed Grant appearing less frequently, and when he did show up, something seemed off. His energy was different, and his smile didn't quite match his eyes. Then came the detail that broke the internet wide open. It was the ring. Laura's wedding ring, once a proud symbol of her love story, quietly disappeared. Clip after clip, post after post, until her left hand was eventually bare. Now sure, some fans tried to calm the storm by saying, "It's dangerous to wear jewelry around farm equipment. It's just practical." And while they weren't wrong, the major problem was that optics matter. And in a world that's built on appearances, a missing ring isn't just metal, it's a clear message. It wasn't long before that message sparked a wildfire of rumors. From missing ring to full-blown theories. Rumors spread like weeds in a neglected field. Divorce was the first theory to sprout. People pointed to Laura filming alone more often, the lack of candid couple moments, and the quiet tension that seemed to hang in the background of their content. But then, things soon took a darker turn that no one saw coming. Whispers of illness started spreading. Search terms like "Laura Farms husband cancer" began trending. Viewers convinced themselves that Grant was battling something private and devastating, and that Laura was carrying both the farm and her husband's health on her shoulders. To many, it seemed to explain everything from the absence to the fatigue and the heavy expressions. Fans even rallied behind the couple with prayers and well wishes, certain they'd crack the code. But then came the twist that no one could have expected. The truth wasn't illness at all. It was something Grant couldn't show on camera, couldn't post about, couldn't hashtag away. Because his sickness wasn't in his body, it was in his past. The ghost of Isla Perdida. Long before he even met Laura or started his life in Nebraska, there was another lesser-known chapter of Grant's life that he never wanted to resurface. It was a name that was kept in whispers among a few old acquaintances, known as Isla Perdida, the Lost Island. It was a private Caribbean getaway where rules evaporated the second you stepped off the boat. Once a year, the island turned into a week-long playground for reckless young men with too much money and too little responsibility. It was all about lavish parties, risky bets, and behavior no one would dare to post on Instagram. Surprisingly enough, Grant was part of that world. And during his third trip, he walked straight into disaster. It all started with a slick-talking stretcher who promised him a shortcut to millions. Offshore accounts, untraceable transfers, quick returns. It sounded like a once-in-a-lifetime chance. So Grant and his friends threw in their savings, together totaling close to $250,000. Then, to their horror, it all evaporated. The man was nowhere to be found. The whole scheme collapsed and the fallout was brutal, to say the least. One of Grant's closest friends, who had put everything he owned into the scheme, lost more than just his money. The financial ruin spiraled into something darker, ending everything in a tragedy months later. For Grant, that wasn't just a bad investment. It was guilt that latched onto him and never let go. He returned to Nebraska, trying to bury the ghost of Isla Perdida deep under farm work and routine. He tried to reinvent himself as the steady, wholesome man people see today. But secrets like that, they don't rot away quietly. They fester like wounds waiting to tear open. The silent strain on his life today. And maybe that's what people are mistaking for something else. The tired eyes, the distracted presence, the withdrawal from videos. It's not cancer, and it's not just boredom either. It's the weight of a bigger secret. Over the years, paranoia grew. He deleted old photos, cut ties with former friends, and watched every new follower with suspicion, as though anyone could be the one to expose his past. Even Laura's channel wasn't immune. Her fans started to sense it all, the distance, the shadows. They misread it as illness or marital issues, but the truth was way more haunting. Grant has been fighting not to lose his wife to disease or divorce, but to guilt. A guilt that's been eating him alive for nearly a decade. What it means for Laura, this brings us back to Laura. For her, the missing ring may not just be about safety. Maybe it's a quiet signal, a silent acknowledgement that something is broken beyond repair, that their vows carry a weight no one else sees. She's fighting for more than her farm and brand. She's fighting to hold her husband together while he silently unravels. But the tragedy is that no matter how hard you try, you can't fight someone else's ghosts. The real story behind the rumors, so the whispers of divorce, they're born from the distance created by a man who's trapped in his own guilt. The rumors of cancer, just a misdiagnosis of a deeper, invisible sickness. The smiles that seem strained, they're the cracks in a facade that's been hiding something for years. Every clue points back to Isla Perdida. That lost island didn't just take Grant's money, it took his peace, it took his friendships, and it left him carrying a burden that no amount of farming or YouTube fame can ever erase. And that leaves us with the question that has been bothering fans for so long. What happens next? Will Laura keep the secret buried, holding up the image of perfection while her husband quietly drowns? Or will she eventually reveal the truth, risking everything they've built for the chance at honesty? What do you think? Is Laura's missing wedding ring just a practical farming choice? Or is it her subtle way of signaling to the world that things aren't what they seem? Let us know your answers in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like this and subscribe to our channel for more stories just like this, where we peel back the layers and uncover the truth hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching.